Speaking of values, there's obviously been a lot of talk in the last week or so about sexual assault, sexual harassment.
Yes.
And it was pointed out in a story in the New York Times today that here you have the first major party woman presidential nominee, and she's been relatively silent. And one of the reasons might be because of previous charges against Bill Clinton. Vice President Biden was asked about this and about former President Bill Clinton's conduct. And this is what Biden had to say.
Look, I can't make any excuses for Bill Clinton's conduct. And I wouldn't attempt to make any excuses for the conduct. But he paid a price for it. He paid a price. He was impeached.
Now, we should point out that Joe Biden, as a senator, and Democrats voted against impeaching
That's right.
Bill Clinton. Make the case to the skeptical voter out there who believes all of the charges from the women against Donald Trump and the charges of the women against Bill Clinton, as to why there isn't a double standard when it comes to charges against Bill Clinton versus Trump.
Well, it is a double standard. Bill Clinton is not on the ballot. He is not on the ballot. Hillary Clinton is the candidate for president that we are asking people to vote for, not because she's a woman and not because her husband was president and all the good things he did as well, but because she is the best person to be president of the United States, one of the best qualified in the history of our country. But I'm curiously watching the behavior of Donald Trump, because he's always projecting. When he knows that his temperament is not going over very well, he said, I have the temperament for the job. When he knows that his stamina is lagging, he said, I have the stamina for the job. When he knows that he has exposure in terms of women, he projects onto Bill Clinton. When he knows that, I don't know what this drug thing is, but I'm very suspicious that he's saying she should take a drug test. What's he talking about there? And when he says she's engaged in an international conspiracy, whatever he's describing it as, his own people described as his advisors, are admitting to having back-channel conversations with the Russians. So I think that every time he says something, you have to look to his vulnerability on those scores. But let's get to what really matters to the American people. What really matters, forgetting politics, forgetting Democrats and Republicans. This is the election for the President of the United States, the biggest political event in the world. The world is watching, and we're engaged in these conversations, not about policies that make a difference in people's lives so they can clearly vote in their interest, and not in a way that honors the vision of our founders about this great democracy.